Hello, people. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. We are on the air in 2024. Good evening, folks. First thing you may have noticed is the new venue. Of course, we're normally sat just there. But you might remember the issue we had with the camera, the webcam, at the end of last year, which means that now all my lives will be done on my phone as opposed to on the laptop, which means that I'm going to be sat here. So you've got a different view. You have the window behind me as opposed to the kitchen door. So yeah, I'm sure you'll get used to this eventually. But yeah, haven't moved very far, just where I am basically. So who have we got? So let's have a look. I've got to get used to these, to how the comments come up on this thing. So let's have a little look. Straight away, Richard says, how much did you spend at Parkgate on Saturday? I saw you there. Did you? Well, I didn't spend anything myself. I didn't go for me. We were shopping for something else, for somebody else. So I didn't actually spend a thing. So, but there we go. There we go. Let's have a scroll down these comments and let's see, because the problem with doing this on my phone is that I can't see the comments all the time. They disappear. So having said that, there we go.
Right. Is camera still not working?
Well, the camera. I've decided to go for my phone anyway. Here's Lauren, who's taken up my usual space there. I'm sorry you can only see half of her there, but that's the way it's the way the clamp is. I know it's a comfy chair. That's why I sit in it.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's have a look. Jade says Happy New Year. Oh yes, Happy New Year, everybody. It's the first time you've seen me, isn't it? In live form, at least. Since the turn of the new year, even though we're 8 days in. And this is a full meeting as well. It's not just for members, this one, because obviously we didn't do one on New Year's Day. So I've decided that this one is going to be a full meeting. And to be fair, first time after the new year.
Since we had one, because it feels like ages.
It was quite a long time ago. It was just before Christmas, the last one. And of course, with Christmas Day being a Monday, and New Year's Day being a Monday, there was no way I was going to do a live stream on those 2 days. So yes, it's been 3 weeks since the last live stream. It feels like a long time ago, doesn't it? It feels like a very long time ago. But there we go. That's just how it is. It's how it goes. So, right. Let's see. We've got 14 people in. That's a pretty good start, I must admit. Really, really good. Lauren's peering in. You're right there, Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoying my chair.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are.
Always do.
Good. Right. So let's get down to business. Obviously, the first thing I want to talk about in this particular meeting is. Oh, hang on a second.
Drink.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Nikki's just turned her laptop round so I can see the comments a bit better, I think. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is this week's filming locations and give you this week's Guess Where I Am answer as well, because I did do one of those. That was one of the first things you saw of mine this year. So this week's filming locations, I'm going to be in Lincolnshire this week. And I'm going to be going to 4 in North Kesteven and 6 in East Lindsey. So the North Kesteven series is going to carry on basically where it left off. It's had a bit of a gap because I put the Trafford Manchester ones in before it. But that's coming back in February. I'll be going to Dunstan, Nocton, Potter Hamworth, and Branston and Mere. All places that I know fairly well. I've never actually been to Nocton before, so that's going to be an interesting one. But the other ones I have, so I kind of know what's in them effectively. Fun fact, my brother used to live in Branston, so we'll be seeing his old house as well tomorrow. East Lindsey, I'll be doing the following in East Lindsey. I'll be doing 6 of them. I'll be going to basically a run of small ones, which are all between Lincoln and Horncastle. And they are Tupholme, Bucknell, Horsington, Stixwold and Woodhall, easy for me to say, Langton and Thimbleby. Now, I've been to a couple of those before, but there are a couple I haven't. So that's going to be quite fun as well to see another part of Lincolnshire that I've not yet seen before. So in 10 in total, but most of them are pretty small. So they should be very, very easy episodes to make. And of course, East Lindsey will start properly once these Cumbrian ones that you're currently seeing on Mondays have finished. There's 3 more to come out. You've seen Brigham today. There's Grey Southern, Little Clifton and Great Clifton to come before East Lindsey gets going properly. So that's that. The Guess Where I Am, only one person got this, and that's kind of one more than I expected, actually. It was a very tough one. You would have to know this bit of Suffolk to know exactly where I was last week. I was around Newmarket, but the Guess Where I Am wasn't Newmarket itself. It was Barton Mills, which is on the River Lark, just to the south of Mildenhall, because I did a run last week between Newmarket and Mildenhall. Never been there before in my life, completely new to me. But trust me, it's all about horse racing, that area. You'll be sick of me mentioning horse racing by the time you've watched all 8 of those episodes, which I did. So, but they've all got to be done, and they've all got their own little quirks. And that's kind of the order of the day down there. Lots of horse racing stuff. So yeah, Barton Mills was the answer. Lovely place, Barton Mills. Loved it. My hotel was there as well. So, right, just going to have a quick look at some comments here. Let's see. Oh, Dave Scott's in. Good morning, Dave. Obviously, out there in Australia. It's morning for you, isn't it? You would have seen the new year before everybody else, wouldn't you? So, let's see. Have I been to Eastleigh? No, I've not been to Eastleigh yet. I've been to Westleigh, but that one's not out yet. That's obviously Rushcliffe, which is only just begun last week. Westleigh is the 6th one in the series. I did 8 there at the end of last year. So I've been to Westleigh, but not East. I had to go through Eastleigh to get to it, though, because the road between Gotham, not Gotham, you'll learn that one, and Kingston-on-Soar was closed. And so the only way sort of round was to go through Eastleigh. And it was kind of a weird thing because I was supposed to do Kingston-on-Soar 5th, but I actually ended up doing that 6th because of this diversion. I did Westleigh first. But the order is still what I planned. Kingston-on-Soar will still be 5th and Westleigh will still be 6th. So it just made more sense because Sutton Bonington being 7th. You'll understand when you watch the episodes that the order had to stay the same. So yeah, no, not been to Eastleigh yet, but I will, because I want Nottinghamshire done this year. So yeah, they've all got to be done. I had a message earlier, by the way, asking whether or not I'd been to Warsop yet, the only one in Mansfield. No is the answer, but I will, because that's also Nottinghamshire too, so it's got to be done at some point. Right, okay. So while we're on the subject of places where I'm going, I've prepared a little something here. It's up on Nikki's laptop here. So I have plans all the way already from here today all the way through to the end of March. So I've got the first 3 months of the year fully planned out. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're sitting comfortably, because I'm going to go through the lot. You won't remember all of these, but it doesn't matter. I will obviously tell you in meetings where I'm going week on week. But this is what to expect from me in the coming months. So already know about tomorrow and Wednesday when I'm in Lincolnshire, the ones I've already talked about. The week after, I shall be in the East Riding. I want that finished this year, as well as Nottinghamshire. It should easily be, to be fair. There's not a great amount left. Should be a bit of space at the end of it, actually, to put something else in. So I'll be going to in order: North Frodingham, Foston, Kelk, Harpham, Burton Agnes, Carnaby, Barmston, and Ulbrim. So 8 the week after. The week after that, which is January the, can't read this from here, 23rd, I'll be in Amber Valley. I'll be knocking off another 5 in Amber Valley. I'm going to Shipley, Aldercar and Langley Mill, Swanwick, Somercotes, and Alfreton. So that's going to be the Swanwick, Somercotes, Alfreton day is going to be intense. They are all massive. And of course, Alfreton's a big town. So I definitely need my running boots and on for that one, because it's going to be a difficult one to do. Let's just put it that way. So then we go to the end of January the 30th and 31st. And again, I'm back into Lincolnshire again. North Kesteven, I'll be going to Metheringham, Blankney, and Martin, and then crossing Kirkstead Bridge. Don't know whether you know Kirkstead Bridge. You might do if you're from Lincolnshire. It goes into Woodall Spa, but I'm not doing Woodall Spa. I'll be doing 3 little villages that are around Woodall Spa. So those are Kirby-on-Vane, Haltham, and Wood Enderby. And then on the way home, pretty intense week, this one. I'll be going to 3 more in North Kesteven. So we've got Thorpe on the Hill, Swinderby, and Witham St Hughes. So North Kesteven and East Lindsey are going to have a good sort of oomph behind them. Want plenty of them done. The week after that is a bit less sort of intense. I'm in Nottinghamshire again, and I'm going to be doing 3 in Gedling and 4 in Rushcliffe. The 3 in Gedling will be Burton Joyce, Stoke Bardolph, and Colwick, or is it Colwick? It might be Colwick. I'm not sure. Colwick. I'm sure someone in Nottinghamshire will tell me that. And then in Rushcliffe, I'll be heading to the place with a great name, Bunny. Bunny, Bradmore, Plumtree, and Normanton on the Wolds. I'm quite excited about that little run, actually, because Bunny looks like a really interesting place. And it's got a very unique landmark, shall we say, at its village entrance. So I'm sure you're all going to love it. So yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Now, after that, I might be going to Pocklington with Nikki over here on February the 11th, but I haven't quite decided yet whether I want to do that on February the 11th or February the 25th. It's a Saturday, so it could be one or the other. Between times, I'll be going to Ashbourne on February the 13th. That is primarily, obviously, to do the town on its own itself, but that date's important because it's the date of the Shrovetide football game, which is going to be mental. If you don't know what the Shrovetide football game is, you will know this week, because I mention it in the Clifton and Compton episode that's coming out on Wednesday, because that's where one of the football goals is. It's not like any football match you've ever seen before or heard about before. And on February the 13th, I will be able to capture it in its entirety. It's quite mad. I saw a video of last year's, and basically I'll need to be standing well away from the action. I'll put it that way. On the way back from Ashbourne, I'm going to be doing 2 in Amber Valley, Ravensdale Park and Kedleston. 2 very tiny ones. I'm not going to need much after Ashbourne, quite frankly, because it's going to be a big one. And then we go to Dorset and Wiltshire the week after. So you all voted for me to go to Dorset, to go to Shaftesbury, is what you all picked, because you all want to see me walk up Gold Hill with a loaf of Hovis in my hand, don't you? Well, I will be doing that. But on the way down to Shaftesbury, I'll be hitting some in Wiltshire, because Shaftesbury is right on the Dorset-Wiltshire border. So I'll be hitting the following places in Wiltshire: Marston, Earlstoke, Coulston, Eddington, and what was the last one? Bratton, which are all close to Warminster. My hotel is in Warminster. So another place I don't know. So that's going to be quite fun. I've told you this was a long list. I'm sorry, guys. There's still a few left yet. Lots left yet. Then we're hitting the end of February, and this is another run in Derbyshire/Nottinghamshire. So I'll be in South Derbyshire to start with. I'll be doing is it Swarkston or Swarkston? I don't know how to pronounce that one yet. We'll soon find out. Ingleby, Barrow-on-Trent, and one more that escapes me. Stanton by Bridge. And then we're into Rushcliffe again, where I'll be going to Stamford-on-Soar, Rempston, and 3 others that I've forgotten. Costup, Weissel, and Thorpe in the Glebe. Not much in Thorpe in the Glebe, I'll tell you that now. So we're almost at the end of February. The last week, that's the last week of February. So the first week of March, I'm back into Harrogate. Big gap between last time I was in Harrogate. That was back end of December. But the reason for that is because I did 12 in one go in Harrogate last time I was there. So obviously, we're doing 12. There is going to be a big gap. So when I hit Harrogate again, first week of March, I'm going to start close to Wetherby, work my way towards Harrogate, and then back out again. So we're going to Kirkdeaton, North Deaton, Little Ribston, and Spofford with Stockeld, and then coming back out to Follyfoot, Plompton, Goldsborough, and Flaxby. So run of smallish ones again, but they are quite small up there, to be frank. I'll tell you this now. I am really enjoying that Harrogate series. On the quiet, I'm actually quite enjoying being up there. It's quite a nice part of Yorkshire. For a part of Yorkshire that I didn't really know before I started it, I'm actually loving it quite a lot. So I'm actually quite excited to go back up there again. Right, where are we now? So we're in mid-March, back to the East Riding again for Ellerton Cumberrough on the coast there, on the bank of the Humber, I should say, not the coast. I've done the coast nearly. Ellerton Cumberrough and Welton, and then Cottingham. So 2 big ones and 1 medium-sized one, so not much that week. So that's that. Then we've got second to last week of March. We're back into Lincolnshire again. It's more North Kesteven and more East Lindsey. So North Kesteven first, North Scarl, Eagle and Swinethorpe, which I know someone out there has been asking for ages. Doddington and Wisbey, and Skellingthorpe. Now, I know Skellingthorpe very, very well because it's the next village over from Saxelby. And then in East Lindsey, I'll be doing another run of 6. Now, all of these are tiny. Langton by Ragby. It's easy for me to say. Hatton, Great Sturton, Market Stainton, Ramby, and Sotby. Those are all places that you probably don't even have a clue even exist because they're tiny, tiny specks on the map. So, and then the last week of March, I planned this one today. So this is hot off the press, if you like. I'll be doing a run in South Derbyshire combined with one in Amber Valley, because at this point, Amber Valley will only have 4 left, and the 4 that are left are big places. So the run in South Derbyshire will be, one second. So it's Eggington, Hoon, Marston on Dove, Barton Blount, Sutton on the Hill, and Ash. And then the one I'll do in Amber Valley after them is Ripley. And that is everything between now and March, the end of March. So there's a lot planned. There's a lot of stuff that's gone into to working all that lot out. Will I be tired by the end of it? No, of course not. I live for this, so I'm excited for all of them. Every single one, all of them that I've listed. I'm sure there are some places that that I've listed it all, there, and it's be good to see them all on the channel, won't it? So let's have a look back through the yes and breathe. Yes, Dave, and breathe. Correct. Right, I was going to go back through the comments because obviously while I've been listing them, there's been lots of comments that I haven't seen yet. So let's see. Alice says that message wasn't from me in regarding Warsaw. No, it wasn't. It was from a guy called Emil. He's been following me since the Wakefield series. It's good to know that there are people out there who've been following me for a few years now. It's good. It's good. Yeah, so are we doing Wasp at some point this year, but I don't know when. Let's see. So Spudok says, just wondering what year it would be when it's all going to be completed. I got asked this question the other day, actually. And I gave the answer as Christmas 2051, but it's actually not. It's Christmas 2050. It should be, you know, if it keeps the 30-year thing, it should be Christmas 2050. So that's the aim. But of course, if I get it done quicker, I get it done quicker. If I don't, I don't. You never know. You never know. You know, I'm 10% in. There's still 90% of the country to go. So, you know, it could take me, you know, another 35, 40 years. I don't know. It's just, you can't see that far ahead. But that's basically the sort of ballpark thing I'm aiming for, Christmas 2050. I'll be 67 at that point. So whether or not I'll still be able to walk around like I do at the moment, you know, when I'm that old, I don't know. You know, my hips may have gone, my legs may have gone. Maybe in a wheelchair, who knows? Okay. Dave says, looking forward to Sutton Bonington. Has spent plenty of time there as a nipper. Not sure what you'll find to view, but it will be memories for me. So the Sutton Bonington episode, Dave, it's already been done. And obviously it's ready to come out. It's the 7th in the Rushcliffe series. You'll know yourself, I'm sure, that Sutton Bonington is a very long village. It's 1.25 miles from one end of it to the other. And of course, it's actually two villages, you know, that have combined together. Sutton and Bonington were separate places. They're now all one. So what I did with that one is I actually used a bit of public transport to help me out. I parked at the southern end of Sutton, got on the bus, the 866, which runs from Loughborough to the campus, the University of Nottingham campus, paid the princely sum of £2 and used it to get to the northern end and then just basically walk back. It's easier than trying to make a circular route because it's very difficult in that place. It was a really good one. I quite enjoyed that one in Sutton Bonington. Yeah, I'm sure you will as well. There was loads there to get my teeth into, so hopefully you'll enjoy that episode when it comes out. Don't forget to go to John Bull Rock Factory when you go to Carnaby. I planned the Carnaby route earlier today, and don't worry, the John Bull Rock Factory is the last thing I'll be going to in that episode. So don't worry. I know full well where that is on the old airfield there. Jamie says, looking forward to Alfreton, was there last week. I've never actually explored Alfreton. I've been through it a couple of times. I do know it's a big place, so you know I will need my running shoes, my walking shoes on for that one. Let's see. Make sure you pop into the Steam Packet in Swanwick. Is that a pub, Alice? I think it is actually, because the hotel I normally use in that part of Derbyshire is in Swanwick, actually. I think I may have seen it before. So Richard says it's pronounced colic. Thank you very much. Good to know. Did you happen to catch Derby beating Lincoln 3-1? We'll not talk about that. Let's see. When you've done all them, you will be the village cripple. Not quite. Not quite. It take a lot to keep me down. Let's see. Just watch the... Oh, JTS Take My Time. No chance. Just watch the Fiskerton video. Great stuff. There was another pub down the road from the Carps Stewart in Apley. Yeah, there was. It was the 5 Mile, which was originally at the old 5 Mile House Bridge, 5 Mile Bridge. So, yeah, I did mention that. at the 5 Mile Bridge that it moved to the high street. It's that big house that you can see just on the bend. That was the 5 Mile house. Alice says it's a pub with a green roof. Should be able to find that then, Alice, no problem. Looking forward to seeing me on my bike in Easington. Jamie, you remember, you should be able to see that already. Members can see the Easington episode already because obviously you get them a week before everybody else. So go and have a look. I'm there in Easington. It's already there. Just a reminder, yeah, if you are not a member, if you do become one, you can watch everything a week early. So yes, you should be able to see me on my bike there, Jamie, or Trevor's bike, should I say, because it's not mine. It was a very tough going down Sperm Point on the bike, but had to be done because there was no way I was walking it. It was just far too far, even for me, especially considering I'd just done Patterington, you know. So yeah, fun, but not the most comfortable thing I've ever done. The bike was okay. The bike was all right. There was no problem with the bike, but for someone who's not used to riding, I think I did quite well. So I just to let everybody else know, by the way, the Easington episode when I went down Sperm Point, it was the first time I'd used my GoPro's head strap, because I don't know whether you know, if you've got a GoPro yourself, you can get this accessory kit that's got all sorts of trantlements in it. You can attach your GoPro to all kinds of things. The mount that I use on the dashboard is like a little clip that it's stuck to the dashboard, but it's designed for mounting on things. So I use that all the time, but I'd never used the head strap before. It's basically like an elastic strap that goes around your forehead, and then the GoPro attaches there. Loads of YouTubers use them, but I never done so before. So I thought I'd have a go, because obviously carrying the tripod down Sperm Point on the bike was never going to be a good idea. So I decided to use that for the first time. And of course, because I'd never used it, I had no idea what the footage was going to be like. It ended up being okay, although if I'd have known sort of what angle the camera was at, there were certain things I could have captured a bit better. The lighthouse, for example, that's sort of towards the end of the peninsula there. There's a bit where I'm standing outside the lighthouse and I'm tilting my head up thinking that I'm capturing the entire thing, but I didn't tilt it up enough. So you don't get the top of it. You only get sort of halfway up. But there's no way to know. When the camera's on your head, you can't see. When it's in front of me, like it usually is, I can see what I'm recording. But when it's there, unless I've got eyes sort of here, it's not a possibility. But I think it was a decent effort, to be fair, with the head strap. So, of course, the other thing I could have used is the chest strap. There's also a chest strap. So basically, same story as the head, but it obviously attaches here instead. And of course, I can see the camera there, but that's something else that I've only ever used once. So you never know. It might make an appearance at some point. But yeah. Okay. So let's see. A few more comments have come in. Did I enjoy doing Cromford, says Mark Lockwood. I did. Cromford was a really interesting place. If you've never been to Cromford, people, take my word for it. It's one of those places that you go to and you never forget. Now, I'd actually been to Cromford once before. Nikki was with me actually at the time. It was a really, really hot day. I remember sitting in the Tor Cafe. Do you remember the Tor Cafe from the video? On the junction there. They make cracking sandwiches. Really, really good sandwiches. So yeah, I knew what it was like, but of course I never explored it, not properly. So after having that little walk around it, the hill was really, really tough though. I'm going to have to get used to that in Derbyshire. because there are some seriously steep hills in the Dales. So, how many pairs of shoes do you think you'll use in 30 years?
Between 3 and 4 a year.
Well, there you go. Between 3 and 4 a year, says Nikki. So, yeah. I do go through them quite quickly. I mean, obviously, with walking around as much as I do, they wear out. I mean, shoes are... They're not designed to last for centuries, let's be honest. Unless you've got, like, a pair that's made of, you know, iron or something like that. But you wouldn't want them, would you? Let's see. Mike says, not the best weather either. No, it wasn't, Mike. Not on Spurn. No. Obviously, the weather's been terrible in general just lately, hasn't it? But it should be better now. It should have. All the rain should have disappeared. We keep getting warnings of snow, though, don't we? So let's see if it snows. Don't mention push bikes round me. My bike of 5 years has given up the ghost and needs replacing. Sorry to hear that, Vince.
Get that to Trevor.
yeah. Trevor will sort you out. The man's a legend. If you need a new bike, he's the man to go to. And we're getting snow this week, says Jay. Go careful, bad weather. Well, apparently we are, although none's fallen yet. So, you know, fingers crossed. Let's see. Hope you didn't put it on your head backwards. No. No. I'll tell you something. It was hard enough putting it on my head forwards. You know, it's not the easiest thing because obviously I don't know whether you know this, but when GoPro's attached to things, they have little screws. So it's like underneath the GoPro, there's a little hole where a little screw goes in, it tightens up. And of course, when it's there, again, I can't see the screw to tighten it. So yeah, it was hard enough doing it forwards. Dear. Oh, let's see. I think that's the end of the comments for now.
Richie says get some horseshoes.
Get some horseshoes.
That could work.
It could do. It could do. Well, they're made of iron, aren't they? So, you know. Yeah. They might be a bit uncomfortable though. Not very good in the snow. If we do.
Noisy.
Yes. Yes, they would be noisy, yes. Yeah. So but anyway, I mean no, it's good to see everyone's been watching all the videos and watching my adventures and well, our adventures actually, because obviously like today's video, Nikki's in it, Brigham. Nikki was in all those Cumbrian ones, and will be in some other ones too, coming up soon. Jamie says, "Will I be doing Worksworth anytime soon?" Well, I've not planned it yet. Obviously, it wasn't in that great big long list I've just given you. But you know, there's no reason why it can't be done at some point in the near future, because Derbyshire is all sort of amalgamated together now into one thing on Wednesdays. So there is the possibility that I will, you know, go into Worksworth. I was looking at a run in the Dales earlier, which I decided against for now. All close to Worksworth, actually. So yeah, it shouldn't be long, and I should be in that town. So let's see. Vince says it got to the point where parts for the bike are breaking and need replacing, so it's just cheaper to buy a new one. Yeah, sometimes it is like that, isn't it? I mean, I'm not a cyclist myself, but I understand that if something needs replacing with a new one and it's cheaper, then, you know, that's what you do, isn't it? It's a no-brainer. Mike says, back to Bradford. Not yet. I'm kind of missing Bradford in a way, but as you know, the issue I've got with it is everywhere in Bradford is massive. You know, so it's kind of planning it out. It's the logistics of it more than anything else. But having said that, when I get to the sort of western side of Harrogate, which is obviously underway right now, there is the opportunity to nip across the border and do a couple more in Bradford. So, you know, never say never. There might be some more Bradford this year. Have I washed my car? It looked dirty on Saturday. There's a reason for that. The day before, I'd been parked on a grass verge, and as I went to move away, the mud splashed up the side of the car. So no, I haven't washed it. I haven't had a chance to wash it just yet. But yeah, well, cars get mucky, Hannah, at this time of year. You know, it's how it is.
Always mucky.
Well, that's why car washes exist. Keep a car washing business. So, Jamie says you need to finish Sheffield in your spare time when not busy. Well, there's only one left. Bradfield. Biggest one in the country is Bradfield. So you can see why I've not thought about it just yet. But
Chicken.
I'll do it. I'll do it. It needs to be a good day, that one. It needs to be a clear sort of summer day or spring day or something like that.
It's the chicken not doing it yet.
It'll be done. They'll all be done. So. Right. Let's see. I think we're about there, aren't we? We've had a good 35 minutes. It's good to see lots of comments and lots of interaction. It's brilliant. I know you're all loving the stuff, and it's all going to keep coming. There's no plans to slow down, no plans to stop or anything like that. So yeah, more videos coming your way. Glad you're enjoying it, and I'm glad you're all enjoying the out for a drive thing that I've started doing as well. Just 10 minutes worth of me, driving around somewhere. That's going to be a weekly thing now, I think, because at the end of every filming session, my camera invariably is on my dashboard. So it's just simple enough just to film somewhere on the way home, So I think the out for a drive thing is going to stay. People enjoyed the Newmarket one last week, which was good. I've already got an idea for this week's, so yeah, that can stay around too. Alice says, has anyone washed their car recently? I've been working around Newark, so no point at the minute. I actually understand that fully because they've had terrible flooding down there, haven't they? So yeah, it's kind of it's been a bit yeah, when you see places that you've been to or going to go to that are flooded, underwater, it's just terrible. People hate it when I talk about flooding in the videos as well, but sometimes if you're in a place which has an issue with flooding, you will obviously have to talk about it. It's as simple as that.
It's a fact of life.
It is a fact of life. Yeah, you can't get away from it. But this is what happens when you build new builds on a floodplain. That's all I'm going to say. Right. Vince says, get the kids to wash the car, make them earn pocket money. You have got zero chance of that. Do you fancy washing my car, Lauren?
No.
Not a chance. Oh dear. Right. Okay. I'm going to call it there, I think, people. Thanks very much for watching me on this first live of the new year. Now, next week's is also a full meeting as well. This one was supposed to be a members only because it's the second one of the month. But of course, we didn't do one on New Year's Day, so I thought it'd be best to just get everybody in on this one. So it'll be another full one next week. So if you want another half hour, 40 minutes of banter and chat, then you know where to come, don't you? So yeah, thanks for joining me, and Lauren and Hannah in the background, and Nikki as well, who's said the odd word. And I'll see you down the road. See you later, people. Thanks for coming.